Hello everybody and a very, very warm welcome to Filbert Flies. We are having another shot today at simulating American Airlines Flight 2224 from Chicago O'Hare to Dallas Fort Worth. Last time we tried it, the aircraft's autopilot didn't work, which was a known issue after the latest SIM update. But touch wood, it's all been fixed and it's all going to look fantastic and work perfectly. So let's get on board. We're parked up here at gate Kilo 16 at O'Hare. It's a lovely day. It doesn't quite match the real world weather, but I do at least have clouds and accurate pressure. So we'll start the FS2 crew pre-flight events. Let's start setting up, shall we? Thank you, Conrad, and nice to see you both, Martial and Daza. Welcome to the stream. What I was just doing while I was also trying to pause the music and start the stream was try and work out how you'd convert pilot to ATC back to inches of mercury rather than hectopascals. But I can't find the button. But it doesn't particularly matter because we're not really going to be using what the ATIS tells us the pressure is anyway. So forget about that, doesn't matter. So we've started our pre-flight events, which means our jetway should be connecting. Hello Jason, thank you. Let's hope it goes smoothly. Is the chat coming up in the stream? I can't see anywhere because I did change some settings. Someone let me know if you can see the chat and then I will relax. In fact, I can check myself, can't I? Quite easily. I just go on YouTube. I've got to watch a blooming ad these days, haven't I, before I can look at my own stream. Okay, you can't see the chat. I'll just try and fix that. Where are we? Restream chat. Settings. Embed in stream. Copy. Paste that in there. Well, I'm proud, Marshall, that I was able to take that crown. Right, this seems to be working. I can see the chat. Can you see the chat? Yes, you can see the chat. Excellent. Right. Now, how do you blimmin' fly this thing? It's been a very, very long time. I think we'll turn the flight director on. So we'll start, it's very cold here. It's -3 degrees in Chicago. So I'm going to start the APU. Early doors to get a bit of heat into the cabin before we start boarding. So master switch on, wait 3 seconds, start switch on. And we'll wait for that to start up, and while it does we can start setting up the MCDU. So as always we start off with the init A page because I've imported a flight plan. The from and to fields are filled out and we are AA2224. Cost index is going to be 20. Cruise altitude is going to be flight level 340. And that's that page done. Over to the flight plan page now. We don't actually have a planned SID from Chicago. We're going direct to our first waypoint. So what we ought to do is first of all listen to the ATIS and then get our clearance, and we will see what routing they want to send us by.
Chicago O'Hare International Information, Quebec, 1351 Zulu, winds are 303 at 6 knots. Visibility 10 miles. 2,500 broken. Temperature -3, dew point -8. Current QNH is 1017. Arriving and departing runway 27 right, 28 left, 27 left, 28 center, 27 center, 28 right. Chicago
Okay, good.
O'Hare
So we're expecting 28 right.
Quebec.
Zanis, no, I don't turn on multiplayer for these streams, I'm afraid. No, I don't. One day, when I stream at an appropriate time, I will fly on VATSIM, and then whoever wants to join me can. But the trouble with the multiplayer is there's just too many people messing about, and I don't like it. We're not here to have fun. We're here to simulate flight as realistically as possible. Good, no worries, Jason. It was a pleasure. Right, so our APU bleed is on. We will now get our clearance. O'Hare clearance delivery. American 2224, ready to copy IFR clearance. And I did manage to get Pilot to ATC back up and running. That didn't work on my last stream, if you remember. What's changed? Let's try again. American 2224, ready to copy IFR clearance. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Why isn't it working? I mean, you can hear me. I'm pressing the right button, so they should be able to hear me, right? American 2224, ready to copy IFR clearance. Or maybe it's because I haven't filed my flight plan. I don't think so, because normally they say we don't have a flight plan on file for you. But we'll try filing it. American 2224, ready to copy IFR clearance. No, that's not working. Let's try disconnecting it from the sim and reconnecting, see if that does it. If not, we might have to use the default ATC. God forbid. American 2224, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Aircraft calling clearance delivery, say again with your call sign.
Oh, well they at least heard me. That's a start. American 2224, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Aircraft calling clearance delivery, say again with your call sign.
Oh, they want me to... really? They want me to say 2224. Okay. American 2224, ready to copy IFR clearance.
American 2224, we don't have a flight plan on file for you.
You should do. I'll press the button again though. Maybe that'll help. American 2224, ready to copy IFR clearance.
American 2224
Hooray!
is cleared to Kilo Delta Foxtrot Whiskey as filed. Expect departure runway 28 right. Climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 125.0 squawk 5122.
American 2224 is cleared to Kilo Delta Foxtrot Whiskey as filed. Climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 125.0 squawk 5122.
She has been on the moonshine again.
24 read back correct. QNH is 1017, contact ground on 118.05 when ready for pushback. Enjoy your afternoon.
Okay, so now we've spoken to them. We know that we can expect runway 28 right.
American 2224.
And we're not following a SID, so we will just insert that. And then after takeoff, we will turn direct to Aceto. So it'll be a left turn. If we go back to our, arrival, we should have the star pre-programmed. Yep, the SEVA 4 star. Although AXI is not the right transition. I'll just have a quick look at my flight plan to remind myself of what it is. Where have I put it? There it is. We want the RR net transition. So we should be able... right. There it is, RR net transition. Oh, but it wants me to put in all of that again. Okay. Well, we are at the moment expecting an 18 left arrival. So we will re-input the star and the transition and see if that works. Ah, okay. So it's a missing nav data issue. Never mind. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's just try once more. No, it just deletes the star. Not to worry. We've got plenty of miles to get under our belt before we have to worry about that. So we've done our flight plan page. We'll go back to the init and do init B. Automatically input our zero fuel weight and centre of gravity, and our block fuel is 9.1 tons today. I calculated the V speeds before starting, so we'll put these in here, and they are 148, 157, and 159. That lady does sound so depressed, I know. Hello Signific, welcome to the stream, nice to see you. Transition altitude, being in the States, is going to be 18,000. Our thrust reduction altitude, so we're at 600 feet now. Pretty standard is to do 1500 above, so 2160 is fine. We'll round it down, I think. Oh, hello, what did I do there? We'll round it down to 2100. And then we'll make the acceleration altitude 3,600, so 1,500 feet above that. Doing a flaps 1 takeoff with a flex takeoff temperature as of 57. And that's us pretty much set. So we will run the before start checklist down to the line.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
ADOs.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
Set.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Baro ref.
3002 set.
3002 set. Down to the line.
Yes, I did use Web Pro. Yep, I always use Web Pro. Good, so we've done the before start checklist down to the line, and now all we need to do is to wait for boarding to be completed, the doors to be shut, and our pushback clearance to be obtained, and then we can...
Hi, the security and safety checks are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes, you can start boarding.
Okay.
And as if by magic, she asked if I can start boarding. Martial, in the latest version, V-speeds are blank. I've not tried. I probably can't get back to having blank fields. I don't know, it might be the sort of thing a bit like the zero fuel weight and zero fuel weight centre of gravity, where you click the blank field and it'll calculate it for you, but I haven't tried. But it's very easy to do using webpro.cz. It doesn't take long, and it's a lot more accurate than anything I've seen the aircraft calculate by itself.
Hi guys, here's the load sheet for you.
Thanks.
No problem, have a safe flight.
So I'm just speeding up the boarding process and all the rest of it so that we can get underway. We should be departing at 1400 local, 0800 Zulu.
As you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items on
No, I mean 2000 Zulu. I've written that down wrong. Of course, it's earlier in the States, not later than Greenwich.
If you are unable to accommodate any items in the cabin, please bring it to the boarding door and we will check it for you. Also review the safety instruction in your seat pocket.
Maybe it does. Maybe it does. I'm not sure.
Also review the exit seating criteria.
I'll tell you what, while we wait, why don't we have a little go? I don't know if it'll let me clear the field. So that was 148. Yes, it does. It just calculates them slightly wrong. So yeah, there we are. There's your solution. You can just click the empty field and it'll calculate it for you.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
Yep.
Thanks, let me know if you need anything.
So you can change the crew language in Flight Crew A320 to a US one, but then I'd have to change my first officer and everything as well, or it would sound weird. So we're a British American Airlines crew today. Interesting. Hello, Captain Tito. Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to remember when I updated this this build. I think it was after that, actually. So Flight Crew A320 has disconnected our jetway. So I will make a quick welcome announcement to the passengers, and then we'll depart.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello to you from the flight deck. This is the captain speaking. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you aboard our flight today. Lovely to have you with us, and nice to see some of our frequent flyers as well. Just a note about our seatbelt policy. Whilst the signs are illuminated, please do ensure that your seatbelt is fastened. Once we get airborne, I do anticipate we'll be able to turn the seatbelt sign off, at which point you'll be free to get up and move about the cabin. However, we would advise that whilst you are seated, you keep your seatbelt fastened and visible just in case of any unexpected lumps and bumps. Have an excellent cabin crew team on board with us today. They shortly will be showing you a video briefing you on the safety features and procedures for this Airbus aircraft. Would ask that even if you are a frequent flyer, you do pay close attention to that briefing, as every aircraft is slightly different. Thanks very much once again. I'll leave you in peace for now and hand you over to the cabin crew for that demonstration, and we'll be on our way very shortly. Thank you.
Right, let's get our pushback and start-up clearance. O'Hare ground, American 2224, request pushback and engine start.
2224 pushback and engine start approved.
Pushback and engine start approved. American 2224.
Okay, so we'll turn our beacon light on, check that our thrust levers are idle, and we will do the before start checklist below the line.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start checklist complete.
The scheduled flight time is 2 hours and 40 minutes, but today our planned time is quite a lot less than that. I think it was 1 hour 50 in the air. 1 hour and 46 minutes, that's our estimated en route time. Okay, what are we doing? Tell the cabin crew.
Cabin crew, arm slides and cross-check, please.
And I'm trying to work out in which direction we want to face. So we want to face nose right, I believe. Yep, we do. So, I'm going to try a new mode in Pushback Express. I'm going to try steering the tug myself today.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
And I'll try and do a little bit of engine starting as we push back, but there's a lot to think about if you're trying to be a truck driver and a pilot. Yeah, she does. They all do, actually. This was a different text-to-speech voice to the clearance delivery woman. They're all a bit dopey sounding. So this is definitely not broken cloud at 2,500 feet, is it?
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
Starting engine 1.
So we're going to see if we can get this tug to push us all the way back onto that taxiway line. Yes, this is Pushback Express that I'm using. I think there should be some weather changes. Yeah, we do have live weather. It is on. We haven't got a totally blue sky. And the local pressure was right when I pressed the B key, so I'm hopeful that it's working. Nick Taylor, thank you for the sub. Nice to see you. See, what I used to do with Pushback Express was measure the distance and just let the tug get on with it. But of course the trouble with that is you can only do 90-degree turns. And you have to get the distance spot on. So, yeah, this is an interesting experiment. Maybe we could just go all the way to the runway like this. No, we'll stop the pushback.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes set.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you on the left side with the pin.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
I guess we'll start our other engine now.
Starting engine 2.
Yes, I am using the latest build, and the autopilot should be working. I haven't flown it yet, so it could all still go horribly wrong, but yeah,
Once again,
I've got the
ladies and
latest.
gentlemen, welcome on board today. This is your person
Or
seat.
certainly one of
Please
the
direct
latest
your
too.
attention to the cabin crew
Jason
for
was saying that
important
they released another update this morning, and I can't remember if I updated it before or after that.
Illustrates the safety equipment on board this aircraft.
Hello, Mossy!
Regulations
Nice to see
require
you.
compliance with this information.
How are you?
as well
How's
as
your
all
dog?
Crew instructions, the lighted information signs, and posted placards. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt. To release your seatbelt, lift the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated. Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with
Right, that's two good engine starts,
Locate the nearest
I believe.
exit to you
Oh no, it's
and
not
note
quite
that the nearest
stabilised yet.
exit may be behind you. In an
Okay, so we've got the available
emergency,
notification.
light
So
illumination.
we can turn the engine
The
mode
cabin is
selector back to
pressurized.
normal.
If there is a loss of
We'll
cabin
turn off our
pressure,
APU
a
bleed and
panel
our
will open
APU,
and
and we'll
oxygen
turn on the
mask
taxi light
will
while we're up
appear.
here.
Remain seated with your seatbelt
After start
fastened and
checklist.
pull a mask towards you to start the flow of
Anti-ice.
oxygen.
Set.
Oxygen
ECAM
will be
status.
flowing to the mask
Checked.
even though
Pitch
the
trim.
band may not inflate.
Oh, haven't set the
Cover your
pitch
nose
trim.
and
We
mouth
wanted
with a mask. Place the
23%.
elastic band around your head and tighten by pulling on the end. Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your life jacket is located
23%.
under your seat.
25% set.
Rudder trim.
Pull on the tabs to inflate your jacket.
0.
After start checklist complete.
Good, I'm pleased to hear that, Lawrence. It does look better if I do the steering myself, you're right. But it's slightly less realistic, because obviously I'd quite like to be in the cockpit starting the engines during pushback. But you're right, it's probably better than guessing the distance and going too far. CP, can you make your one sounds in Pushback Express? You're right, your own sounds. I don't know, I don't think so. Hello Huddison, nice to see you. Oh, it's nice of you to pop by. Okay, flight control
Flight
check.
control check.
Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
And you'll see the first officer doing his flight control check silently. And once that's done, we'll get going. O'Hare ground. American 2224, ready to taxi.
American 2224 taxi to runway 28 right via taxiways Delta, Mike 7, hold short runway 27 left.
Taxi to runway 28 right via taxiways Delta, Mike 7, hold short runway 27 left American 2224.
Well, we're not going anywhere near to runway 27 left, so...
Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Yeah, I added the Santa hat today. Too much time on my hands, that's what that's about.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
And as we taxi, we'll set our auto brake to max. Do our takeoff config test. Oh, did I not do the signs? No, I didn't. Naughty. Right, so we're going to make a right here and then go along Victor. Past the international terminal. Yes, I am using Pilot to ATC, Joe. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is an A340 to the left. So the traffic you see is from FS... I've forgotten what they call themselves. FS Live Traffic something, I think. and they used to have a method whereby you could use the AI aircraft from iVal instead of the Microsoft Flight Simulator ones. So I've installed that. They're not particularly accurate as to where they park and which airline they are and that, but yeah, it's better than having the defaults. I got it from Discord, but it's no longer available because they've had to change Discord servers and start a new one.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
I just seen your comment, Mossy.
Checked.
Checked. Flight instruments.
You know I'm very casual about smoking on board, whatever the signs say.
Checked.
Checked. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Flat setting.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. V1, VR, V2, flex temp.
Yeah, the airport is good.
V1, 148, VR, 157, V2, 159.
V1, 148, VR, 157, V2, 159, ATC.
Set.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff no blue.
Down to the line.
So I'm taking a slightly circuitous taxi route because I wasn't ready. And because for some reason the charts don't quite seem to match up with what I'm seeing on the ground here. Turn our weather radar on, now we're away from the ramp areas and our predictive wind shear warning system. This is FS Dream Team's Chicago O'Hare. And this is the A320, A32NX mod. Right, this should be us on the left here.
American 2224 contact tower on 119.62. Have a good afternoon.
Tower on 119.62 American 2224.
Yes, it is CP, but that's realistic. You can taxi an Airbus if it's not too heavy on idle thrust once it gets going. So yeah, you do just control the speed with the brakes. Okay, let's get our takeoff clearance. I'm getting slightly sweaty palms because this is where it all went horribly wrong last time, but I'm sure it'll be fine today. O'Hare Tower, American 2224, ready for departure, runway 28 right.
American 2224 winds are 303 at 6 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 28 right, maintain runway heading until above 1,700 feet, then turn left heading 174 to intercept course.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 28 right, maintain runway heading until above 1,700 feet, then left to 174 American 2224.
Okay, so runway heading until 1,700. And the runway heading is 273. So another test of the autopilot that we're not used to.
Below the line.
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff. Takeoff runway.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Advised.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Packs.
On.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Ready?
Ready.
Takeoff.
Right, let's go. Engine stable. Up to flex.
Manflex, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue.
Check. Thrust set. knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Yeah, moment of truth. I'm just going to bung the autopilot on straight away because I can't bear the suspense.
AP1.
Check.
Oh, it seems to be doing what I want it to. So far. And we're above 1700 now, so we can get it to follow the flight plan. See what happens. Passing
American 2224
thrust reduction altitude, reduce the lever to climb.
2,000 feet, contact Chicago departure on 126.62. Enjoy your afternoon.
Climb and maintain 2,000 feet, departure on 126.62.
You can open your eyes, it's alright, we're up, it's working so far.
Departure American 2224, climbing to 2,000 feet.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
Thank you, Captain.
American 2224, good afternoon. Radar contact.
Let's increase the range on our ND. Oh, it seems to be climbing beautifully. It hasn't even shot through the 250 knot speed restriction like it used to.
After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
On.
Down to the line.
And we can have a little look at Chicago disappearing behind us. Yeah, so far so good indeed. So passing 10,000 feet, we can turn the landing lights off. And because it's nice and smooth, we can turn the seatbelt sign off as well. Yeah, the managed climb can be a little bit aggressively steep, but I haven't felt that today so far. Certainly better than it used to be. It's tricky, I find with this sim, you sometimes have to make a choice between either flying the aircraft as it's flown in the real world, i.e. in managed mode, or making the aircraft behave as it would in the real world, which often involves, as you did yesterday, using vertical speed modes.
Contact Chicago Center on 120.35. Enjoy.
Center on
oh, what haven't I done? I haven't switched to TARA. That was naughty, wasn't it?
2224.
Yeah, this is I think the latest one.
American 2224.
When's my next live stream? Don't know. Haven't thought that far ahead. I'm not big on pre-planning.
Radar contact.
I might do one tomorrow if I have time. I'm going to take a look at. I've got a couple of reviews outstanding, so I need to do UK 2000 Inverness, and I need to do a preview video of the new Manchester by Macosim. So I want to get them done, at least one of them done tomorrow. If I have time, I'll do a stream tomorrow. If not, it'll be on Monday, because I'm working Thursday to Sunday. Do I think there's a big difference between graphics settings in ultra and high end? I don't know, to be honest. I've mostly just I started with them in ultra when I first got the sim, and I was quite impressed. And then I did start getting a few stutters, so I reduced some of them based on the guide in the official forums. And he has like really good comparison pictures, so I'd recommend you have a look there. I'll have a quick look if I can find it for you. Post a link. Good grief, I've just noticed they've put a sort of an apology at the top of the forums, an official one from Microsoft, with a link to download the fly-by-wire mod. That's really good. Yep, I found it. I'll post a link to the settings guide now. Here you go. If you follow that link, you can see the difference that each of the settings makes, which is really useful. Right, we're through our transition altitude, so we'll switch to standard.
2224.
It is a big admission, yeah.
Center American 2224 climbing to flight level 280.
American 2224, good afternoon. Radar contact. American 2224, climb and maintain flight level 280.
Word to the wise.
Climb and maintain flight level
Concentrate on your flight
American
rather than looking at the web.
2224.
Set standard.
Standard, cross-checked, passing flight level 202. Now.
Check. Below the line.
Barrow ref.
Standard set.
Standard set. After takeoff checklist complete.
Excellent. So, just have to climb up to 340. And I'm feeling a lot more relaxed than I was before I started. Yes, it is, Tito. Yeah, it is. I mean, I say it's an apology. It stopped short of being an apology. But it's a sort of an inline frame right at the top of the forums. We are aware of the AP issues with the A320, and the team is working hard on a fix to resolve this with the next update. In the meantime, from Fly-by-Wire, and then they quote their post from Discord. So, very good. What would we do without Fly-by-Wire? Oh, good, Mattia. Well, I suppose not so good that you're not working. But yeah, I'm glad you got a bit of time to get your sim looking perfect. So you don't yet have the sim, Tito, or are you quite new to it, or what's your story? Yeah, I do need a cup of coffee. What's weird? You don't have it, right? Yeah, I did a long haul flight to celebrate 1,000 subscribers from Heathrow to Chicago quite recently, and yeah, that did take the full 8 hours it was supposed to take. I prefer you to be on Twitch, to be honest, Jason. It doesn't make a huge difference, but if enough people watch me on Twitch, then I'll do better on Twitch, basically. YouTube I'm doing okay. On Twitch I've got something like 25 followers, I think. The advantage of Twitch is that the lag is a little bit less, so it's easier to talk. Yeah.
American 2224 climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340 American 2224.
I haven't come across that mod. So now we're in the air, I can tell you a little bit about our routing. So we're flying basically southwest all the way, across Illinois, just north of St. Louis, across Missouri, popping into Arkansas, and then down into Texas, just northeast of Dallas. Is it easy to get onto Twitch? Yeah, it is. It is. You can just go to twitch.com/Filbertflies. I think you have to register. I can't remember. Oh, okay. I haven't. Let's see. Oh yes, I see what you mean. It's nice. What's my favourite airline? Well, my best ever flight experiences have been with Asiana, the South Korean airline. I think they're pretty good. Very good food, very friendly service, more legroom than I'm used to in economy. Yeah, they're probably my favourite that I've flown with. How do you get Microsoft Flight Simulator? You can either get it on Steam or through the Microsoft Store.
Contact Chicago Center on 123.75. Have a nice day.
Center on 123.75 American 2224. Center American 2224 climbing to flight level 340.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments,
American 2224, good afternoon.
Yes, Brian, you get it either through Steam or through the Microsoft Store.
And for the beverage to assist available. We request that you keep the aisles clear to assist the flight attendants to serve you efficiently and also for your own safety. Thank you.
And just for want of anything better to do, I'm going to have a quick look at what the weather is likely to be when we get to Dallas. Good day, Mbake Mom. Nice to see you. How's life? Unfortunately, you still have to go back out of the received messages and in again to read it.
American 2224 contact Chicago Center.
That's pretty good, isn't it? Wind 180 at 10 knots. Clear, no clouds.
Center on 125.05 American 2224. Center American 2224 climbing to flight level 340.
American 2224, good afternoon.
Yeah, it's true. The wind's quite
Radar
steady
contact.
though, so we wouldn't necessarily expect that much turbulence. It would be more if it was gusting or changing direction. But that wing waggle that we used to have doesn't seem to be an issue anymore, does it? Touch wood. Yes, Martial, I just like to depart and arrive from somewhere that looks realistic. It's a bit limiting in terms of where I can fly, but I've always done that with Sims. I've spent quite a lot of money on add-ons, and once I've done that, I don't really like looking at default airports anymore. I've been a bit spoiled, really, I think. Berlin to Wick, okay. Doing the Premier 1 transatlantic trip. I've not heard of that. Tell me more. Maybe the wing waggle hasn't completely gone. There's a little bit going on now. We'll let it settle onto its new heading and try cycling the autopilot. I'm relatively happy with LHR. There's a mod which adds night lighting to it, which was the big thing that got on my nerves. If you arrived there after dark, you couldn't see where you were parking. Yeah, I think it's one of the better default handcrafted airports. In previous Sims we had, I don't know if you ever came across these, with SimWings had done a version which was better than what's in this, but it wasn't amazing. And UK 2000 had done a version which was also better than this, but not amazing. Cruising altitude is flight level 340.
AP1.
Check.
Maybe I didn't leave it off for long enough.
AP1.
Check.
Doesn't seem to have made much of a difference, so we'll turn off this, see what that does. Seems to be a bit better. Yes, the night lighting is on flightsim.to. Yeah, that's true. That is true, Martial. Yeah, it is. Although I have to say, some of the add-on airports have quite a lot of bumps on the taxiways as well. I think terraforming is a bit tricky in this sim. I don't think many people have quite got the hang of it yet. Oh, right, nice. Nice, that sounds like an awesome flight. And an interesting channel. I'll check him out. But there's a new freeware Channel Islands scenery which may have fixed that. Also on flightsim.to, I believe. Oh, CP, that's an interesting question. I don't know, to be honest with you. After 10,000 feet, I would expect you to climb at 250 knots, but up until then, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Cost index certainly should have an impact on these things, but I'm not sure it's fully implemented. I'm very impressed that they've sorted out the times and distances. That was a real bugbear of mine. you couldn't really monitor your progress. So we're expected there at 21:35. Which is very good because the scheduled time of arrival is 22:40, so it'll be an hour and 5 minutes early. Just going to compare that with the real flight. The last one landed about half an hour early. Yeah, it's not uncommon for them to get there an hour early, actually. Oh, good. We have got a decent tailwind today as well, which is nice. This is what I don't like about Twitch. All of this spam. No good. Brian, I've told you 3 times, Google it. Yes, that's true, Mbek Mum, yep. But I don't know. Yeah, did I say above 10,000? I meant below. I don't know if what you fill in on the perf pages in terms of managed and selected speeds actually has an impact. I'm not sure. Let's try it. So we should, I mean, it's flying below our managed speed, but what happened? Oh, didn't we try this yesterday, Jason? I think we did. Let's just try putting 300 in here and see if it has any impact. I don't think it does. No, so it's not implemented yet, I would say.
American 2224 contact Kansas City Center on 127.27. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 127.27 American 2224.
I also think if we change the cost index,
Center
I don't think that will make any difference either. I think it's just a graphical thing at the moment. Yeah, so that doesn't change our speed either.
24, good afternoon. Radar contact.
I mean, it should do, but I don't think it does. I don't remember, Jason. What was I talking about? Possibly the perf pages. So you should be able to... So the managed speed, based on our cost index, is 290, but it's always 290 in the sim. If you should be able to add a selected speed to override the speed that it thinks it should fly at, but that doesn't work. And changing your cost index doesn't have any impact on the speeds you fly at either, whereas it should. Yeah, it was someone trying to tell me that I should buy subscribers and followers. Oh, I see. Yes, that is weird. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, you can always just change the vertical speed. Sure.
American 2224 contact Kansas City Center on 128.1.
Someone asked me, right, is there a possibility of the airplane having problems? Yes, you can turn on failures. I don't know if you can randomize them. That used to be a feature of add-ons for other sims, and I'm sure it will be for this in the end. As far as I'm aware, at the moment, either on or off.
American 2224, good afternoon.
Oh, is that so, CP? That's good. You mean up here, or do you mean in the MCDU? Oh, you can't get the game for free. The best you can do is you can sign up for a Xbox Game Pass, and then it's about $5 for a month, I think, something like that. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I normally just let it calculate its own speeds based on the cost index, or supposedly based on the cost index. That's good. Hello, A Turtle. Nice to see you. How's my plaque coming along? FU2 Max, thanks for the follow. Nice to see you. We should be able to see St. Louis down here somewhere. Possibly a bit soon, it's just the other side of that river. Good, I'm pleased. Welcome to Twitch. I do have a Twitch channel. Not many people know I have one. That's why there's no one following me on it. But thanks for bucking the trend. Brian, you can buy it from either of those two links, or you can sign up for an Xbox Game Pass, and that will give you, I can't remember what the first month is, but it's very cheap. £1 in the UK money. So you can do that here. Is landing harder than taking off? Yes, it is. It is much harder. Yeah, I think I will CP. I mean, the first one I'm aware of that's likely to be released first anyway is the Aerosoft CRJ. So I'll definitely be getting that, and I'll do a review of it. It's a bit harder than with scenery though, because what people really want to know about an add-on plane is, does it fly like the real thing? And I can't answer that question. But I can certainly show it, and I can certainly say if I like it or not, so I'll do that. Whereas with scenery, you know, you can compare it with the real thing, and you can talk about textures and all the rest of it. So it'll be a bit of a new world for me reviewing aircraft, but I'll do my best. So yeah, this is St. Louis down here. Oh, that sounds really fun in that one. Yeah, Hawaii's going to be a challenge. Maybe you could sell your Cessna in LA or something like that, get an airliner across, and buy a new one at the other end. Oh, that's really good. That's really good. It's a lovely present. So you can have more time to watch me fly now, see, I suppose. Hello, Illuminex. Are you pleased with it? €13 is a bargain though for that airport. I flew there last night from Gatwick, and it was the first time I'd actually flown there because I spend too much time doing reviews and not enough time flying at the moment. But it was absolutely spectacular. Really low cloud. It was rainy. But what a place. Yeah. Or you could fly in style in the longitude. That might manage it. I'm not entirely sure of its range, but it sounds possible.
American 2224, good afternoon. Radar contact.
Yes, contrails would be nice. I'm sure they will come. Oh, does she? I suck at Call of Duty. I want to be. It's one of those games I just wish I was really good at because it's a really immersive game. But I just panic and shoot wildly and die. Right, with you. I'm with you. My longest flight time in this sim would have been the London to Chicago flight, which was about 8 hours. The stream was 9 hours long. The actual air time was probably slightly under 8 hours. But the longest flight I've ever done in a sim was London to Perth, I think, in P3D with the Quality Wings 787. I slept through most of it. That's the trouble with streaming, you can't sleep through your flights in the same way. Yeah, I've never seen details like the revolving door either. In fact, I didn't even spot it when I was doing the review. That only appears in my top 10 video. But I'm very impressed they've added VDGS to it. That's a first, I think. Tolstoy, you're here, hello. And thank you for following on Twitch. Good morning, good morning. What time is it where you are? 9 AM, something like that? Actually, I only know which country you're in. I have no idea whether you're closer to the east or the west. Okay, 10 AM. Cool. How are things with you? Yeah. Right. I was in Toronto in February visiting a friend out there. It's a nice part of the world, but it's too cold. Oh, okay. Gosh. Oh, how lovely. We're expecting a little bit of snow on Friday, but I don't suppose it'll settle. Flight plan. You wanted to fly, I'm not sure where to go from or to. How long do you want to spend, Mossy? I'll have a think. And what do you want to fly? Do you want to fly the A320?
American 2224, contact Kansas City Center on 133.4. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 133.4, American 2224.
See, I had my friend in Toronto. I wanted to go and see her, and she said, "Don't come in the winter, come in the summer." And because I'm a bit of a keen photographer, I thought, no, I'd quite like to go in the winter and see a Canadian winter, see some snow on the grounds, take some pictures or whatever. And there was no snow; it was just bitter, which was a shame. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, if you've got 3 hours, do Gatwick to Madeira. Get the freeway Gatwick scenery. That'll be a nice flight. Or Gibraltar if you want something a bit shorter. That's an interesting approach as well. Or Gatwick to Madrid if you want something a little bit shorter still. Madeira, Gibraltar or Madrid. Those would be my 3 suggestions. Or Innsbruck, of course. Innsbruck's always an option. Where I am, it's I don't know. It's 3:05. It's 3:05 in London. Nah, just wing it. You can always go around. I have, many a time. I've got to be honest, I'm shying away from doing my own streams to all of these places that I really like flying to, like Innsbruck and Madeira and Gibraltar, because, yeah, I don't want to cock it up in front of all you lot. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I was quite late to that party. I hadn't heard of it for until relatively recently, but Gatwick is, yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, a little bit of wing flex, a little bit of up and down. I wish the map in Navigraph was a little bit clearer on states. Can't see any state boundaries or anything. Anyhow, we're overhead Arkansas, and we are going to fly directly overhead a place called Rolla. Looks to be a small town. Yes, Eindhoven, I will add that to my list, thank you. For Freeware Focus episode 2. I say list, I don't really have a list, I should start a list. I'm going to start a list now. I've already got a few ideas. There are a couple of Austrian and a couple of Italian mountain airports that are just stunning. So this is St James, I believe, down here, and Rolla is the slightly larger town just ahead up here. Yeah, I have got one, but I haven't marked it up properly. I should. What's happening with your job at the moment, Mossy? Is it have you been furloughed, or what's happening with it? Yeah, Flytampa probably do overall the best sceneries, but they are quite slow. Took them a very long time to update Skiffle for P3D when it came out. Canary Islands MK Studios have done quite a lot of them for P3D, and they're very nice, so I'm sure they'll bring them across at some point. But I'm still waiting for their Dublin, which I think is going to be their first MSFS release. Oh, Martial, I'm really sorry to hear that. That sucks. I'm glad to be able to offer you a little bit of relaxation. Oh, right, I see. Must have been bad luck. It's longer than you were expecting to have to wait, isn't it? Oh, God. I'm sorry to hear that. Still, at least there is an end in sight. At least you have got something for the new year, I suppose. That's some small mercy. I really ought to do a bit of VFR flying in the States now this world update is out. Mind you, I could say the same about Japan. Did quite a few flights there when it first came out, but they were all A320 flights, so I haven't really seen a lot of what's on offer. It will get better again, yeah, for sure. I still wake up excited about the vaccine news, to be honest, because there was a long time when I thought this might just be what life's like from now on, and it's not going to be, which is great. I hope they will. I hope they will. Who do you work for, if you don't mind me asking? Oh right, okay. I guess passenger numbers must be well down, are they? I'm sure they'll pick up again. With a bit of luck, I mean it's not really luck because no one wants to be made redundant, but in an ideal world, if you are made redundant, you get a nice big payout and then get rehired again next spring. Oh, good grief, Mossy, I've just read your message. Sorry, that's really nice for you to say. I'm glad. I'm glad it's been useful. Yeah, I don't think any of us will forget this year in a hurry, will we? Oh, wrong one. I've lost all of my key bindings, and I used to have quite a nice camera view from sort of GoPro-ish on the dash, but I can't remember how you move forward now. How do you move the cockpit camera forward? Really? I didn't know things were that bad. Good grief. Yes, I can imagine. I would imagine. I mean, I don't know. Won't it? Is it not the sort of? It's partially owned by SNCF, isn't it, Eurostar? Or am I wrong? And if that's the case, I would have thought the government, the French government at least, and probably the British government as well, might bail it out if it came to that.
American 2224
Mouse scroll does
contact
zoom,
Kansas
but I
City
think you
Center
can
on
physically move
133.8.
forward, which
Have a
would be
good
better.
afternoon.
But zoom will do for now.
Center on 133.8 American 2224. Center American.
Yeah, I suppose it's a similar market, isn't it, really? People travelling to airports and people travelling to
American
France.
2224, good
Overseas
afternoon.
travel.
Radar contact. American 2224 contact Kansas City Center on 127.5. Enjoy your afternoon.
Center on 127.5 American 2224. Center American 2224 at flight level 340.
American 2224.
Should be
good
right
afternoon.
alt and then forward.
Radar contact.
No, that's just going up and down. Ah, left alt seems to do it. Yes, we have moved forward now. So a bit of left alt, a bit of zoom. A bit less zoom. That'll do. Save that to number pad 7. No, I don't think that'll be allowed to happen. Yeah, aviation industry has suffered a lot as well. Oh, that's a good... I'd never thought of that, CP. So the key to move forward is, on my system, left alt and then up arrow key. But left alt and down arrow key does not move the view back, so that just moves it up and down. So I don't know how you go back again. Yeah, the less said about Brexit, the better, I think, probably. I'm just going to step away for a minute. I shall be back shortly. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Any luck with my wing views? I completely forgot about it, Jason, but I'll give them a go after this flight, I think. Mind you, I'm running out of number pad keys at the moment. I'll work it out. Oh, thanks, Jason. I'll let you know. So, how are we doing progress-wise? Let's see. 21:40 arrival, so in about 45 minutes. And 331 miles to go. And what was our arrival routing? Siva 4, that's it. And 18 left, wasn't it? Let's put that in now. Oh, the plane's doing something silly, isn't it? I can see. Yep. Where's it going? I don't know. Oh, it seems to be sorting itself out. How are the cats? The cats are very well, thank you. Yeah, they're good. Quite overexcited today. A lot of chasing each other around and playing with toys, but they've settled down just in time for my stream, so that's the main thing. Do you have any pets, Marcia? Very interesting set of streams coming up. I don't know what they are exactly. I've just been looking on Google Maps, but I can't find a name for it. They're very unusual looking, almost like a dragon. Oh, really? Your geography knowledge coming into its own again. We are indeed very near Kimbling City. Yes, we are. So this is Reed Springs, down below our left wing at the moment. And Kimbling City will be a little further away, but it should be somewhere around here, I think. Oh yeah, living in a flat share is tricky. Oh, a rabbit, okay, yeah. Yeah, rabbits are nice. I've always lived with cats. My parents had cats, and then I moved out and into various flat shares, and I missed having cats, so I got my own place, and then I got some more. I used to have a hamster when I was younger.
American 2224 contact Kansas City Center on 128.6 Goodbye.
Center on 128.6.
Do you know Kimbling City, Jason?
2224.
Or have you just been looking at them? Have you been to this part of the world?
Center American 2224.
Table Rock
level
Lake, that's what it's
340.
called.
American 2224, good afternoon. Radar contact.
So somewhere out here we've got a place called Coney Island. That's this here, probably. And we're coming up to Emerald Beach. Should be on the left slightly. I'm going to say it's here. I think this is probably Emerald Beach. Sci-Fi Comics. Hello, welcome to the stream and thank you for the follow. Nice to see you. Oh right, well I'm impressed you found it anyway, without a flight plan. We're just talking about Snaky Lakes Sci-Fi Comics. Quite interesting. Need a geographer to explain this to me. Never seen a lake like it. Looks more like a river. It's like a weird river, but it's a lake. It is. It's very peaceful. It's a nice way to spend an afternoon. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the stream. How are you? No, me neither. I couldn't label very many states at all, I don't think. Ooh, that'll be nice. I mean, I've never been to Jersey, but I picture it being very peaceful and scenic. Okay, it's more than I know, Jason.
American 2224, contact Memphis Center on 126.1. Have a good afternoon.
So those of you who are watching at the moment, do you have any particular preference about whether I fly in the States or whether I fly in Europe? Because I'm a bit torn about what I do next. Part of me would like to explore the States more. Part of me would like to go and enjoy all the airports that I've reviewed but haven't actually flown to in Europe.
American 2224.
I've heard of the Oompa Loompas in the sense of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but if that is in relation to this flight, then no. The pop-up maps I use. I do have maps that I'm looking at from Navigraph on my iPad, but the ones that I sometimes bring up in my stream here, this is part of Little Navmap, which is free. I'm not running it at the moment, so you won't see anything there, but that's Little Navmap, and I use that for my VFR flights generally. Oh, and yes, you're right, I've brought up charts, haven't I, in the past? I brought up charts from Navigraph. Yeah. Hello Abdul, welcome to the stream, nice to see you. Yeah, nice relaxing flight today, yeah. You would prefer Europe, okay. Yeah, I think most of my followers probably are European. Oh yeah, that's a really good idea. Miami to St. Martin, yes. Yes, let's make that happen. Are there A320 flights to St. Martin? That is my only question, because I'm a little bit OCD about only doing real-world routes in real-world planes. It's a good question, Tolstoy. I don't know the answer. Let me have a quick look at my charts. I'm not got multiplayer turned on either, Tolstoy, if you're planning on joining us. Do you know, I would have thought it would be easier to answer that question, but for some reason on Navigraph I can't see the airports. They don't seem to stand out at all. We're not that far. Jason's right, I think we're about 250 miles. Well, no, we're about 300 miles to land, so yeah, we're a little ways still. Hang on, I'm going to open little nav map. That will make life easier. I should be able to tell you then. Ah, it's a separate add-on, Chris. I will find the link and send it to you in the chat. Just bear with me. I'll have a quick look at where we are first. KFSM Fort Smith. Right, okay. Right, now I have to remember how I turn on airports in little nav map. Oh, here we are, they're on. So we're about to overfly Drake. I don't know how big any of these are. KFYV, Kilo Foxtrot Yankee Victor. Do I recognise anything? Ah, KFSM, Fort Smith. Yeah, that's pretty close. We'll be overflying there soon. But as I say, I don't have any multiplayer turned on. Okay, good, Martial. Then we will do it. Yeah, we'll do it. I'll consider flying from wherever we're going today, Dallas to Miami, and then from Miami to St. Martin. Awesome. Right, what was I looking up? Oh yes, the thing that integrates little nav map with the sim. Let me get that. I sent that to you yesterday, I think, Jason, didn't I? So it should be in our chat. Oh, maybe it wasn't you. No, it wasn't you. Let me have a little look-see. I definitely sent it to someone.
American 2224
Maybe I just pasted it in the chat.
The C4 arrival with the net transition for the ILS approach to runway 18 left at Dallas Fort Worth International after FSM cleared direct from net.
Expect the C4 arrival with the net transition for the ILS approach to runway 18 left after FSM cleared direct from net. American 2224.
Okay, that's fine. The plugin that allows you to put little nav map up here in your bar. I think it was you. Because you were talking about how your VFR map wasn't working. I think that's how it came up. God, my memory though is just shocking. You can't see it in our chat. Okay, all right. I'll leave it with you, Chris. I googled it. It wasn't obvious, but I did manage to find it that way. Bibbering, welcome to the stream, and thank you for the sub. Right, let me get my charts up. I have done no preparation at all for our arrival. So the star is Siva 4. The approach we were expecting was runway 18 left, ILS. Ooh, what's a converging ILS? That's interesting. Sort of chart I've never seen before. It looks exactly the same. Thought it might be more exciting than that. Never mind. Yeah, you can. I'll show you how that's done, Marcia. And what else do I need to load up? taxi charts, so airport info, parking gates. So we want to be parking at Delta 21. That is where one of the real world flights ended up. I don't actually know how good this scenery is. I haven't had a good look at it yet. Right, there we are. So, METAR from the MCDU. Yeah, so you go to the MCDU menu, you go to ATSU and then AOC, and then you just go to weather request and it'll automatically have your departure and destination airports set here, but you can add additional ones if you want. Just click send, and then when the information's delivered you get a company message notification up here, which doesn't normally take too long. There it is. Go back down, back to the AOC menu, received messages,
American
and there it is.
2224 contact Memphis Center on 119.25. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 119.25 American 2224.
So we're still expecting an arrival on one of the southerly runways.
Center American 2224.
Then 18 left will be good, because it's closest to our gate.
American 2224, good afternoon. Radar contact.
I'm going to try using this new bot in my Discord channel to see if I can find a chart that I can show you. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, it's good. I think you can set where the METAR's picked up from. If you go to the options menu, there we are, METAR source. So it's coming from VATSIM, because I've been flying on VATSIM lately. But yes, you can choose. You have lots of options. So this is particularly useful, the Meteo Blue, because it will give you the actual weather in the sim. In fact, let's try that. See how close it is. And if it works. I think this might be the airport you said you were at, Tolstoy. Where's my map? Oh, yeah, that's Fort Smith Regional down here. Okay, so company message has come up again. So if we go back to the AOC menu, receive messages. 190 at 14 knots, but it's got some clouds, few clouds at 250. So it's slightly different, but it's not very different, is it? 19 at 014. In fact, no, I don't know what's going on now. It's identical. It's identical. So I'm no longer convinced that it is actually picking it up from within the sim.
American 2224
I would have
contact
expected a
FT
bit of a
Work
difference.
Center on 132.2. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 132.2
Oh, sorry, I missed your message,
American
Mom. Converging ILS. Yeah, the missed approach procedures. Oh, okay. So this is if they're using parallel runways,
Center
perhaps.
American 2224 at flight level 340.
American 2224, good afternoon. Radar contact.
What does SLP205 mean? I've no idea. Oh, is that in the meta? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not ashamed to say when I don't know, but I'm going to look it up. Sea level pressure. That's what it stands for. So it's a bit, so in I guess, I don't know. It says on here that sea level pressure is always in millibars. So I think we would read this as 118.3 millibars. 118.3 millibars. Is that equivalent to 30.05? I don't know. Sorry, what 11? Yeah, I think that's right. No, not easy to read. I haven't seen it outside the States. In fact, I haven't seen it before that I remember. Do we have that here? Yeah. 3014-206. Yeah, that could be right. Good. Oh, so cost index does work then, Telstar. I was not...
American 2224 descent via the sea before arrival with the RNet transition to 3,000 feet. QNH is 1021 at Dallas-Fort Worth International.
Descent via the sea before arrival with the RNet transition to 3,000 feet. QNH is 1021 American 2224.
No, not anymore, Tomalim. It's been fixed. The latest dev version of the fly-by-wire mod, they've managed to fix it. I did last time I tried this flight, which is why this is take 2. So we can descend via the arrival. I don't suppose they've made the constraints work properly yet, but let's try it. So our first constraint is at switch, and we want to be between flight level 240 and flight level 300. So we should be able to put that in, if I remember rightly, from when I flew a proper A320. That's how you would do it. So let's put half of it in, and we want to be slower than 290 knots. That's fine, we will be. Oh, not yet implemented. Okay. See what happens with that. And at Them, yeah, I'm cruising at Mach 0.78 as well. Oh, thanks Tolstoy for the yeah, the millibar thing. Yeah, we're at 0.781 Mach. We might be catching you up, Tolstoy. What am I doing? Oh yeah, trying to put the constraints in. So switch we've done, and at Them we want to be above, flight at or above 210. So we should be able to put 210 plus, or is it the other way around? Can't remember. Yeah, it's done something. We'll see what happens. And then by SIVA we want to be between 13,000 and 16,000. Something weird's happening here, eh? Something very weird's happening there. I guess we'd hopefully get vectors by then, but maybe not. After Them we want to go to SIVA. We're going to have to try and fix this. Oh, it seems to be letting us delete star waypoints. That's good. Ah, that looks better, doesn't it? Right, let's properly set up for the approach, and to do that we'll hand over control to the co-pilot.
You have control.
I have control.
We'll go to our... we've got that set up, so we'll go over to our performance page and set up the approach phase. QNH was... oh, I can't remember. (1020). Now what would be really handy here is if we could have the MCDUs independent of each other, so we could just copy the information across. I should have written it down really, but I'm just going to do it the old school way with Google Chrome. Okay, temperature's 5. The wind is 19014.
Contact FT Worth Center on 123.9 or 2. Enjoy your afternoon.
Transition altitude will be 18,000.
123.9 American 2224.
And I'll just get the MDA. (802).
Center American 2224 at flight level 340. American 2224, good afternoon. Radar contact.
Just going to set auto brake low for this one because we've got a huge long runway.
QNH is 1022 American 2224.
Sorry, I've missed quite a lot here, haven't I? What has been said? Oh yes, we've done that, done that, done that. Yeah, I wasn't convinced getting rid of those waypoints would work, but it has. And what are we looking at here? These are... oh, these are flights to St. Martin, are they? Awesome. Yeah, it's a long way from New York, isn't it? Can I explain QNH? So QNH is the local pressure. So above the transition altitude, which is 18,000 in the States, it was about 6,000 yesterday I think, everything is set to a standard pressure. Below the transition altitude, the local pressure is used to give an accurate height above the ground, essentially. What does it do in the approach phase? Why do you need to put it in? Well, I believe the pressure can have a small impact on your optimum V approach, so that's why you fill it in there. I'll do one or the other. I haven't flown from JFK, so maybe a 4-hour flight is doable. Right, anyway. Are we supposed to be descending yet? We've been cleared to descend via the star, so we could do. Chumley, yeah, we should. We should get down to flight level 300 by the next waypoint, so we'll do that now. See how managed descent goes. A little bit weird, but it's working, I think. You get the pressure info from the METAR report or from the airport ATIS. So if we go back to our received METARs.
American 2224, contact Fort Worth Center on 124.87.
It should be 30.14 inches of mercury, which is equivalent to whatever I put in here. 1020. hectopascals. That's descending quite nicely, actually.
Center American 2224 descending to 3,000 feet.
American 2224, good afternoon. Radar contact.
I did try to find you a chart to look at, but it didn't download for some reason, or it wouldn't open the PDF. Failed to load PDF document, which is a shame. Next time it renews, I'm going to change my Navigraph subscription from my real name to the Philbert Flies email address, so then I'll be able to show you the charts on there.
I have control.
You have control.
So we can actually continue our descent now down to flight level 210. How far out are we? Does that make sense or not? 107 miles to go. There's probably no rush. We have to be below 16,000 feet by SIVA. Oh, it's got the speed constraints in. That is cool. I wonder if it works. Let's see. Oh, it's decided it wants to slow down. Yeah, so the speed constraints, while you can't edit them, or you couldn't in the waypoint I tried, it does seem to know to slow down. Bit early, because we can still be at 290 knots at them. It's like it heard me. It's going back up to 290 again. Oh no, back to 270. Ah, whatever. If it's just going to keep doing that, that's going to get annoying. Let's start our descent to 210 initially. I mean, this is what you get with a dev build, isn't it? They're obviously working on this speed constraint feature, and it's not there yet, but it's quite interesting to see the beginnings of it. This is the Red River, which is Red River, I should say. No, it is the Red River. I thought it was a town on the river called Red River, but it is called the Red River. Yeah, it's jumping about all over the place, isn't it? So let's use selected airspeed mode to try and keep it at something sensible. Still can't switch back to knots, unfortunately. Don't think. What a beautiful sim. And what a beautiful world. Okay, we're allowed down to 13,000 feet now, so we'll do that. But we do need to reduce our speed to 270 knots by SEVA. I'm just going to chuck a little hint of speed brake in. So we're cutting it a little bit close in terms of being able to get down on time, I think. It's very strange being given clearances to follow the to descend via the star, because prior to using Pilot to ATC, every ATC add-on I had used just gave you a heading to descend to, so you really didn't have to think about it. And now you do.
Cabin crew, prepare for arrival.
So passing 20,000 feet, we'll turn the seatbelt sign on. We can go down to 11,000 feet once we've passed SEVA. And it's actually given us a routing all the way to the runway.
American 2224 contact.
Set local pressure now because we're past the
Enjoy your afternoon.
transition level.
Center on
3002 set.
3002 set. Passing 17,300.
Center American 2224
Now,
descending
check.
to 3,000 feet.
American 2224 good afternoon. Radar contact. QNH is 1022.
QNH is 1022 American 2224.
Welcome back, Tito. So at Bridgie, or however you say it, we should be at 250 knots. But we're a little bit high and a little bit fast, which I don't like really, so I'm going to stick with being a little bit fast, I think, and hope no one notices. We can go down to 11,000 now, and because we're below the transition level we can run the first part of the approach checklist, in fact all of the approach checklist.
Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Baro ref.
3017 set.
3017 set. Minimum. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
I'm just going to let it go back into manage speed mode for a second and see what it wants to do, Okay, so it wants to bring us down to 240 knots, which is what we want, because NUS, the next waypoint, that's our speed restriction. Yeah, we are arriving soon. Yep, we are. Should be arriving at 21:47 Zulu. So in about 11 minutes time. But it wants us to come back to 230, and it's a bit early for that, so I'm going to go back into selected speed mode. And I'm just going to keep it at 250 because we want to get down. And hopefully our ILS frequency will have been tuned. I forgot to check that earlier. Yes, it has. 118.55 is correct. So we can go down to 8,000 feet now. And we're doing fine, we're back on our descent profile, so nothing to worry about.
American 2224 contact regional approach on 118.42. Have a good afternoon.
Thanks, Ollie.
Approach on 118.42 American 2224.
Landing lights on, passing 10,000. We'll slow down. We'll let it slow us down to 240.
Descending to 3,000 feet.
American 2224, good afternoon. Radar contact. Continue descent via the SEEBR for arrival. For the ILS approach to runway 18 left at Dallas-Fort Worth International.
Continue descent via the SEEBR for arrival.
Arm our speed brakes, lest we forget.
To runway 18 left American 2224.
And now we can go down to 6,000 feet. I decided it wants us to be at 250 knots again, but we actually want to be at 230 knots. We'll use a bit more speed brake to get us down there. Now after the next waypoint, the chart suggests that we should get radar vectors, but no, it is suggesting we should get radar vectors in pilot to ATC as well, so we'll see what happens. If ATC don't tell us anything, we'll just follow whatever this routing is here. It must be a valid transition of some sort. The airport is just over to our left somewhere. I don't know if we can see it yet. No, I can't anyway. Maybe more over here? Nope, I don't know. We're picking up the ILS signal now, so that's good. 27 nautical miles to go as the crow flies. It's nerve-wracking for landings when you're streaming. I'm quite relaxed when I'm flying on my own.
American 2224, turn left heading to 27 vectors to the ILS approach for runway 18 left at Dallas-Fort Worth International, descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Heading 227 vectors to the ILS approach for runway 18 left descent and maintain 4,000 feet American 2224.
Oh, pretty close then, Tolstoy. Why is it climbing? Or why is it stopped descending, I should say? Oh, it's obviously decided we're a bit fast.
American 2224 turn left heading 227.
Heading 227 American 2224.
Oh yes, it's stopped turning, isn't it? Oh no, we are flying heading 227. That's fine. I don't know why they're nagging. Yeah, you do. So, our initial approach, or our final approach fix should be Grutch. And we actually want to be
American
below...
American 2224 turn left heading 216.
Heading 216 American 2224.
Really? What's wrong with our current heading? I quite liked our current heading. Hello, Keffel. Well, we've had a fairly uneventful flight, and we're just on radar vectors for the ILS approach to runway 18 left at Dallas-Fort Worth. And I should see what happens if we go back to managed mode. Okay, so it's going to start slowing us down, hopefully to our flap extension speed, which is what I want. And I'm really not convinced that 4,000 feet is low enough, but I'll try and trust.
American 2224 turn left heading 216.
I'll try and trust pilot to ATC.
American 2224.
No, the game didn't crash, no. No, it's all been going very smoothly. So I presume we're in approach mode now. Yes, we are. Seems to be slowing us down an awful lot. And I don't see the green dot. I would expect a green dot. At around about 220 knots, which is the usual speed for extending your first stage of flaps. Okay, so the green dot's missing, but it has stopped at 220, so that's good. Oh, why take two? Sorry. Because I tried to stream this flight a little while ago. Don't know, I think it was late last week, and I had the autopilot
American
bug and I couldn't fix it.
2224 expedite your turn to turn left heading 216.
Heading 216.
We are heading 216. I don't know why she's nagging me. So yes, because of the autopilot bug, I had to abandon the stream last time.
Turn right heading 227.
Heading 227.
And
American
now
2224.
I'm having another go at it.
American 2224 heading is 227.
Okay, so I'm going to ask for flaps 1 now, because we are shortly going to intercept the localizer.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
What is the altitude of this airport? The runway threshold is at 602 feet. Now, if I arm the approach mode now, is it going to go weird or
American
not?
2224 cleared for ILS approach to runway 18 left.
Right.
Fly heading 207 to intercept final.
Cleared for ILS approach to runway 18 left. Fly heading 207 American 2224.
We're all right. We're at the glide slope intercept height, so we're going to be okay, I think. So we're on a 10-mile final now.
American 2224 QNH is 1021 at Dallas-Fort Worth International Contact Tower on 124.15. Have a nice day.
QNH is 1021 Tower on 124.15 American 2224.
Flaps 2.
Check the speed.
Tower American 2224
we seem to be
rebound for
accelerating.
ILS
That's not
approach
great,
runway
shouldn't be.
18 left.
American 2224, good afternoon. Radar contact. Continue number 2 for ILS to runway 18 left, call when established on final.
Continue
Flaps
number
2.
2 for
Speed
ILS
checked.
to runway 18 left will call when established on final.
Check.
Flaps
American
2.
2224.
You're down.
I use a joystick, Captain
Gear
Tutor.
down.
Is AP2 working? You can't have dual autopilot still, no. Only one or the other. Yes, I know what you mean. I was getting a little anxious. Because looking at the chart, there's sort of a stepped descent on the final to 2,300. Roughly where we are now, unsurprisingly. But anyway, they knew what they were doing. They don't always, but they did this time.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
You'd never get this kind of approach in Europe, would you? Just vast warehouses and huge highways as far as the eye can see. Indeed, moment of truth.
Flaps full.
Speed checked.
Flaps full.
Cabin crew, be seated for landing.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Something weird happened with my checklist then, didn't it?
Speed.
Auto brake.
Low.
ECAM memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Thanks, Jason. Just gonna get comfy in my chair.
Checked.
Give you a quick look outside before I take control. Ooh, parallel approach with the AI.
American 2224
Awesome.
with the 18
If a
at
little
14
scary.
knots, clear to land runway 18 left.
Clear to land runway 18 left American 2224.
It's taking us a little to the left, isn't it?
100 above, 300.
Oh, it's very sensitive.
Minimum.
Continue.
I need to reconfigure my dead zones, I think.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
American 2224
Spoilers. Reverse
exit
green.
runway 18.
Decel.
Welcome to Dallas-Fort Worth.
$70 knots.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, was it? Wasn't bad. If I do say so myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of our flight. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign and the aircraft is parked safely. This will be your indication that it is safe to move around the cabin, gather your belongings and disembark.
Right, let's see if they hand me off to ground.
We appreciate your business and
Thanks,
hope to see
Marcia.
you once again on a future flight.
Okay, so we'll turn the landing lights off. Taxi light has been turned on by the co-pilot. Strobes off, and we'll start the APU. And then we'll very, very slowly taxi. And I'll have a... Oh, what have I done? I've just pressed the flaps out again. Oh, I'll have a quick look at my airport chart and try and work out where on earth we're going. Oh, we're right there. We're right by the gate we want. That is good. Elio Pro, thank you for the follow. Let's tell them we're clear of the runway and see if they hand us off to ground then. Dallas Tower, American 2234, clear of runway.
American 2224, contact ground on 121.65.
Thank
Enjoy
you,
your
CP.
afternoon.
Ground on 121.65 American 2224.
Ground, American 2224, request taxi to gate Delta 21.
American 2224 taxi to runway 18 left via taxiways Golf.
No,
Hotel,
that's very much not what I wanted
Foxtrot.
to do.
Hold short runway 18 left.
Taxi to runway 18 left
But it's
via
okay.
taxiways Golf.
After landing
Yankee,
checklist.
Hotel,
Flaps.
Whiskey Foxtrot. Hold
Retracted.
short runway
Spoilers.
18 left American
Disarmed.
2224.
APU.
Start.
Radar.
Oh, haven't done the radar. I think it's actually one of these gates. Unfortunately, Sobo still seem to have a reluctance to actually give us gate numbers to look at, so I have no idea which of these gates it is. So I'm just going to put the parking brake on and I'm going to count. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth one in on this terminal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so next to that red jobby, that's where we're going. Let me just get parked and I'll have a proper look at any messages I've missed shortly. Newbie question, is there an indicator in the cockpit for the pilot to align the plane? Yes, there is. There are 2 diamonds. You can't see them now. But there's one here which helps you align horizontally and one here which helps you align vertically. And that's called an ILS, or an instrument landing system. Not every runway at every airport has one. So sometimes you have to land visually and sometimes you have to use alternate types of approaches.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
Taxi light off.
How do I choose my gate? I tend to look on Flight Radar 24 at where recent flights have actually gone. So I look at the map and I match it to a gate. So this, the real world American 2224, quite recently parked at Delta 21, which is in fact marked, so that's good. Hello Masked Viper, nice to see you. And thank you for the follow. No worries, Ruben. Right, so our APU is on. We'll turn the APU bleed on. Oh, I've lost my pilot to ATC, my flight crew A320 now. Where's it gone? Oh, there we are. Right. APU bleeds on, so we can turn our engines off. We can turn our seatbelt sign off. And our beacon off. Fuel pumps off. We've got external power, so we can probably get rid of our APU. It's not too cold here. And we'll run the parking checklist, and then I will catch up with all your messages.
Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seat belts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Set.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and chocks.
On and in.
Parking checklist complete.
Well, here we are. Delta 21. I'm not super impressed with this airport, I have to say. It's better than a default auto gen one, but it's not got much atmosphere, has it? Never mind, let me catch up with your messages. I'm very well, thank you, Masked Viper. Yeah, you've missed the bulk of the flight, but come to the next one. Is there a ground... There is a ground marking. Yes, indeed, there is. Isn't that supposed to be handcrafted? Well, exactly, Caffel. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. Does Flight Radar give the information for Europe as well? Yes, it does. It does. Not all the time, because it's based on transponder reporting, basically. So it depends if the aircraft had its transponder on the ground, I believe. But for a lot of flights, yes, if you zoom in on the map, you can actually get enough detail using the satellite view to spot the gate number. It doesn't actually tell you in the text which gates we use, but you can see it on the map. How did I call for the air bridge? Flight Crew A320 does it automatically after you call for the parking checklist. This is... Was it better or worse in your game, Caffel? If you say worse, it might be because you haven't downloaded the US update from the content manager. If you say better, I'm just going to be very jealous. This is a oh, really? Maybe I'm missing it then. Oh. Yeah, it does look very default, except for the fact that the stands are numbered. Right, I'm going to have a look in the content manager, see if I've missed something. This is, yeah, so Josh, this isn't a payware airport. This is supposedly part of the US update. And it's one of the new handcrafted ones from Asobo, Dallas-Fort Worth. Good, you're at D29, Tolstoy, excellent. Does your airport look like this, or does it look better? Am I missing a download somewhere? Can I show the other side? Yeah, sure. In fact, we'll take a little tour around. This does look better than default though, doesn't it? Like, it doesn't look auto-generated for sure. Yeah, this must be a handcrafted airport, mustn't it? With all the ground markings and everything. I think it's just probably an Asobo one and not a... You think it's auto-gen? Yeah, the jetways don't look good. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to find out. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it right now. And we'll see together whether I've missed something. Where do I go to? Profile, is it? Content manager. It should be in here, right? Is it? I'm just going to have to scroll all the way down, aren't I mean, if it was auto-gen, then I'm quite impressed. But if this is custom modelled, then I'm not. Everything says up to date. I'm just saying. Yeah, I did download the USA update, I'm sure. But maybe I didn't. Maybe I just went to Content Manager. Okay, Marketplace. Am I being stupid here? Why is this all I can see? Oh, full catalogue. There we are. It doesn't exist anymore, Jason, unfortunately. They've got rid of it. I mean, I can't even see it here. Oh, I didn't... Did I not? Oh, okay. This is World Update Japan. But where's World Update USA? No, you're right. I just went to the content manager. I am British, and I like to think... Oh, here we are. Yes. How annoying. Because I went to the content manager, I selected to install everything, and it downloaded 4 gigabytes of stuff, so I assumed that was it. Well. Well, that's good, because I was really disappointed with that airport. I don't suppose, however, that most of you want to sit and watch me download 4 gigabytes of stuff. So, I will call it a day here. It was autogen, indeed. So I'll call it a day here, and I will thank you all for joining me. It's been a good flight. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you on the next one, which, as I say, might be tomorrow, but is more likely to be Monday. Join my Discord server if you want to be the first to hear about my upcoming streams. And yeah, see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.